Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Sunday morning vlog. We are not on the strip. We are not in our backyard. We are in the middle of nowhere, pretty much.
I feel like I want to clap. I'm so happy not to be on the strip or in our backyard or in our living room.
We're doing an interesting video today. Tell us what it's called, Paul.
This is called the Western Grub Roundup. And even though we live in a big metropolitan area, the exciting Las Vegas, there are places where you can go to have some real cowboy grub.
And the first place we're going to go to, we're only going to go to two places for
lunch
food.
and dinner.
The first place we're going to go to is the Pioneer Saloon, which is in Goodsprings, Nevada, just about, I don't know, half hour outside of Vegas, maybe?
Yeah, south on the way to California.
Yeah.
All you Californians that visit regularly, you know where that is. It's the Gene exit.
Before we do that, we're going to stop at the they claim it's the world's largest gas station.
We sure are. Terribles. 96 pumps.
That's right. And then the next day, we are going to go to an old steakhouse that's in the outskirts of Las Vegas. It's called, tell us what it's called.
It's Bob Taylor's Ranch House, and it's widely known as the longest running restaurant in Las Vegas. It's in North Las Vegas, so it's on the opposite end of the valley.
Absolutely, and it has a ton of history, and we're going to explore it all right?
So it's historical Western grub today.
So guess what? This adventure starts right now. First up, we are going to travel 25 miles south of Mandalay Bay via Interstate 15 out into the desert towards California. As you know, with us, the journey is as interesting as the destination, so we had to stop by and visit an old friend. You may remember 7 Magic Mountains from our South of the Trip driving video last year, where we told you the story of this unique and hard-to-miss art installation. Guess what? It got a fresh coat of paint, and it looks spectacular on this sunny January day. 7 Magic Mountains is always worth a stop from us. Just a few miles further and we exit at Jean, Nevada. We cannot resist stopping at this traveler's mecca called Terrible's Roadhouse. It opened in 2018 and stakes its claim as the largest Chevron station in the world with 96 pumps. But it's not just gas you can pick up here. The Roadhouse is a massive 50,000 square foot convenience store / tourist attraction in itself. This 13-foot Sasquatch welcomes you into the Jack Link's Wildside store and is a terrific spot for locals and tourists to get a photo. The decor in this place is crazy over the top, and so is the merchandise. You've got donuts, a 30-foot coffee bar, 72 soda fountain heads, a 4,000 square foot old-fashioned candy store, and so much more. So, swing by Terrible's on your next trip in from California because this place is a trip all by itself. All right, we're all gassed up. Time to head up scenic Goodsprings Road, which is Highway 161, and our lunch date at the Pioneer Saloon, the oldest bar in Clark County. This historic saloon was built by California entrepreneur George Fale in 1913, along with a 2-story hotel and a department store. The Fales had moved to Nevada a decade earlier and originally settled at the junction down the highway. What you know as Jean, Nevada was named for George's wife, Jean Fale. The walls of the building, both inside and out, are made of stamped tin manufactured by, get this, Sears and Roebuck. It's one of the last of its kind in the United States, and may I say, it is incredibly cool. According to their website, the building to the left, labeled the Ghost Town Cafe, is or was actually a general store for the town's residents. All right, we have a 1 o'clock reservation. Let's go in and check it out. When you enter the Pioneer Saloon from the rear, you're in the long and narrow bar. This is the same bar that was installed in 1913. It was manufactured by the Brunswick Company in Maine in the 1860s. Then it was transported around the tip of South America by ship to get it here. Oh yeah, that brass footrail, that's original. The historical artifacts in here are so terrific. The potbelly stove, the antiques, even the restroom signage. And of course, there is merch for sale if you want to take home a fun souvenir. You can enjoy your lunch in here in the cozy bar, or there is seating behind and to the side of the building in a charming and eclectic picnic area that was really popular the day we visited. This wall of kegs is an eye-catcher and has quite a story as well. There are nearly 115-gallon Kentucky oak barrels filled with whiskey aging naturally out here in the desert. It's a partnership between the Pioneer Saloon and the Las Vegas Distillery over in Henderson. The distillery makes the whiskey, and for a few $100s, a patron can buy a keg and age his own brew. In America, it's not illegal to age your own whiskey, and here is the proof. How cool is this? Okay, we finally made it inside the building here at the Pioneer Saloon. We are going to get some lunch, and we're going to show you that in just a little bit. But we just want to tell you that Goodsprings is an amazing old-time town that's been around here for quite a while.
Since the 1800s, and actually we are going to show you a little bit of the town after lunch.
Yeah, and they also have two beautiful courtyards here. One is a memorial courtyard, and the other one has a time capsule in it.
Yeah, it has been here since 1913, and they celebrated their centennial in 2013 in a big way. What do you see how they commemorated it? It's really beautiful out here.
It's really beautiful. All right, I got the steak, and Paula got the patty melt.
Patty melt, yeah.
And as soon as that comes, we'll show you what it looks like.
We've been out and about, and we are hungry.
While we're waiting for our steak and burger, let's take a look at the Centennial Courtyard. The Pioneer's owner, Noel Shekels, wanted to build a memorial to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the bar by selling bricks. He was aiming for a $5,000 budget. Well, guess what? They sold thousands of them and ended up with $50,000. Just look at the names. The Pioneer Saloon has fans all over the world. Brick holders were invited to put meaningful items into this titanium time capsule to be opened by their descendants 100 years later in 2114. This time capsule is the size of a double-door refrigerator, and it's been vacuum sealed to keep all the elements out. I'll tell you what, this place really gives you chills. There is so much history here, and it's right in the middle of the desert.
Dale, what do you got there?
So this is a flat iron steak, 8 ounce, got a baked potato, corn on the cob, believe it or not.
Wow.
And it just looks fabulous.
It does.
I can't wait to dig in.
And I got my patty melt with a side of potato chips, and it looks like it's on grilled rye. I'm good.
The Pioneer serves breakfast all day, delicious burgers that have been featured on TV, sandwiches, steaks, and much, much more. For such a small outfit, the menu is really extensive, and it's all made fresh to order. Before we left, we had to soak up a little more history in this historic building. The Pioneer has been used as a movie set many times over the years, and as you can see, it's so authentic you didn't have to change a thing. On a more serious note, though, the Pioneer Saloon played a very important role in a wartime tragedy back in January of 1942, and they proudly pay homage to it in this dining room. American actress Carole Lombard was on a plane en route to California after appearing at a war bond rally in her home state of Indiana. After refueling in Las Vegas, the DC-3 took off and ended up going about 7 miles off course, crashing into Mount Potosi right here near Goodsprings. Her famous husband, Clark Gable, and the rescue crews used the Pioneer as their base camp for several days while searching for survivors, which there were none. Miss Lombard, her mother, and 20 others all perished. On the wall here is a piece of the wreckage from that plane. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt declared Carole Lombard the first woman killed in the line of duty in World War II and awarded her the Presidential Medal of Freedom. All right, we just left the Pioneer Saloon. The food was terrific.
That was probably the best patty melt I've had in 10 years.
And I tell you, that flat iron steak, it was really, really good. 8 ounces, you got yourself a ear of corn and a baked potato. Couldn't beat it. It was $19.95, something like that.
It was really, really good food. We had a great waitress. She was wonderful with the Carole Lombard story. She really cared about it and was happy to share.
And if you look right behind us here, if you could just move that camera just there a little bit, that is Mount Potosi, and that's where Carole Lombard's plane crashed. And we're going to explain it to you. You can actually see, they explain that there's a little thing that looks like a heart. It got burned out by a fire, and I've seen it. I saw it here, so I'll be able to show you where it was. And it's just, her plane crashed just over that. Her mother was with her. Well, you heard the whole story, and very, very sad.
It is. Very heart-wrenching story.
Very sad. Yeah. This area is so close, yet so far from Las Vegas, isn't it?
And so serene. When you get out of the truck and step outside, the silence just envelops you in just the most wonderful way.
Yeah, you can't hear only
Can't
the little
hear
bit
just
of
the wind.
The Pioneer Saloon isn't the only draw up here. The town of Goodsprings is a history buff and picture taker's dream and easily walkable. It was originally a ranching community because of the underground springs located here and is named for cattleman Joseph Good. In the mid-1850s, the Mormons developed a lead mine at Potosi, which is probably the oldest lode mine in the state. At its peak around 1916, Goodsprings had about 800 residents. Take a look at this. This is the oldest building in Goodsprings, called the Campbell Cabin. It was the first permanent structure in town, put up in 1886, and you can see that it's being very, very carefully preserved. There have been a number of fires over the years here which destroyed many of the original buildings, but there are still some cool old structures still standing. This spot was the site of Samuel Yount's General Mercantile back in the day. The Goodsprings Elementary School opened its doors in 1913, the same year as the saloon, and it is still in use today. Here's a fun fact. This is the only school in Clark County that still uses a real school bell. Hey everybody, Future Dale here. I'm actually working on the video that you're watching right now. I found a terrific website after we had done all the filming. It's a government website from Goodsprings, and they show pictures, old pictures, and they tell you the real history of Goodsprings with a walking map that you can go and find all the different places that are in the town. So I'm going to put a link to that right here in case you ever go to Goodsprings. You can check it out. All right, back to the video right now. What we're going to do now is we've done Goodsprings, we did the nice, the world's largest gas station, and of course the Pioneer Saloon. Tomorrow we are going to be heading over to
Bob Taylor's. We're going to the ranch house for dinner.
I have a vision. I have a vision of me standing underneath that rustic sign that says Bob Taylor's Ranch House, and it's dark. I don't know. I have a vision. We are in North Las Vegas right now. We are going to continue our Western Grub video here at Bob's Ranch House. This place has been here around since 1955, I think. Elvis Presley used to come here with him and his cohorts. So let's go check it out. Bob Taylor's Ranch House has been serving up excellent steaks from this spot on Rio Vista Street since way back in 1955. In fact, it is widely accepted as the oldest operating restaurant in Las Vegas. Back in the day, Bob hosted barbecues for his friends and neighbors, and they were so popular that he turned his ranch into a supper club. It lasted over 65 years, and even though it's barely 20 minutes from the Strip by highway, it's still a great getaway. The ranch house has hardly changed since the days when Bob himself was grilling the steaks over a mesquite fire.
Let's go inside. Check it out. Come on, I'll open the door for you, Paul.
In the bar are collections of spurs worn by Hollywood cowboys along with whiskey decanters. Ranching implements. And of course, NFL games on the TV. The bar itself is long and welcoming. This place is decorated with Western memorabilia, saddles, movie posters, and this terrific fireplace. Actually feels like you're right in Bob's house, which, believe it or not, you actually are. Above the mantel are 2 autographed pictures of actor Glenn Ford, but on the mantel is the unassuming statue that honors the memory of Colonel Moody Sutter. He was the designer of the Air Force's premier combat training exercise called Red Flag. So many famous people have passed through the doors of Bob's Steakhouse over the years, it's worth the trip just to be a part of history. The exhibition mesquite grill is the star of the show, though. The steaks are grilled right here in front of the guests, and they smell divine. The prime rib has a light smokiness to it, and they do a great job with side dishes, particularly the twice-baked potato. Prices are reasonable as well. You get salad, garlic bread, and your side, along with a meat entree, all for one menu price.
Check this out, everybody. They are famous for their smoked prime rib. This is the small 12-ounce portion with their famous twice-baked potatoes. And Dale got himself an amazing, beautiful 8-ounce filet with some rice pilaf, and you got an onion ring. I'm jealous. Oh, what a meal.
Here's a fun fact. Elvis and Anne Margaret filmed a skeet shooting scene here for the movie Viva Las Vegas. Bob Taylor used to hold skeet shooting competitions at his ranch that would draw contestants from all over the world. He was quite a guy, and what an entrepreneur. Okay, we're outside now. We're outside of the steakhouse. It's very dark out here. We're trying to find a place where we can get some light to see us. And there's a highway going on behind us over there. And actually, a few years ago, when this was in its prime in the 1950s, there was nothing here.
Absolutely nothing except this steakhouse in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. And really, I mean, Elvis and the Colonel, they came here, and
we saw Glenn Ford on the wall, Dale Robertson, all kinds of big stars as well. So.
Yeah, this was a place to go. It was an escape from the Strip, and it's not that close to the Strip back then, especially.
Yeah, it was probably quite a ways away. It's not too far from where we live, but yeah, it's a little bit of a drive from the Strip.
Food was pretty good. We had a little bit of problem with my steak. We had to send it back, but it came back and it was real good. It has a very smoky flavor, and if you like that, you're going to love it right here. So that's a wrap on our Western Grub, right?
Yeah, and we hope you enjoyed this little trip. Some people who would come to Vegas would never think you could find authentic Western food right here in the Vegas Valley.
So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button. Anything else, Paula?
That's it for today. Thanks for coming along with us on this unusual adventure.
Hope you had a good time. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, everybody.